Have you ever stopped to notice something curious? Maybe on your farm or even in your own backyard. There are certain birds that always come back to the same spot. They build their nests close to you. They walk calmly across the ground. They perch on the fence, on the roof, as if they've known that place for a long time. And even though most people don't think about it, birds rarely stay where they don't feel safe. Think about it for a moment. With so many trees, so many fields, so many corners of the world where they could settle, they chose to be there, close to your home, close to your space. But here's something even more interesting. Many times, they're not there by accident. Some quietly help keep the balance of the place in check. Others watch, sound the alarm, clean up the surroundings, or simply find a refuge where they feel at peace. And maybe that means something. Because when a bird decides to build its nest near your home, perhaps in some way it's also saying, "This is a place where I feel safe." And if a small living creature decided to trust that place, maybe the least we can do is learn to respect it, not shoo it away for no reason, not tear down what it worked so hard to build, because sometimes those quiet little visitors do far more for us than we ever imagined. But hold on, because what these birds do at daybreak and what happens when no one seems to be watching just might surprise you. Dawn hasn't fully broken yet. The air is cold. The fog barely moves over the damp earth, and while almost everything seems still, something has already been underway for a long time. On the wooden fence, on the barn roof, among the trees and on the power poles, there are eyes watching. They make no sound. They don't draw attention to themselves, but they're there. And even though most people barely notice them, farm birds might be doing far more than you'd ever imagine. Maybe you've seen them hundreds of times, walking along the ground, perched on a branch, or flying low over the crops. They look like simple fixtures of the landscape. And yet, a silent world is unfolding right in front of us every single day. A world that almost no one ever stops to watch. Because as hard as it may be to believe, many birds serve important roles on a farm. Some help keep insects in check, the kind that could wipe out entire crops. Others use their calls to sound the alarm when something unusual moves nearby, and some simply keep watch from above, picking up on movement long before any person would. But here's something interesting. Have you ever wondered why certain birds always come back to the same place? Why they seem to know every corner of the land better than we do? The answer is more surprising than it looks. A bird doesn't show up by chance. More often than not, it chooses a territory because it found food, shelter, and safety there. Over time, it learns the routes, the sounds, the rhythms of the place, almost as if it had memorized the life of that land. That's why, when someone drives birds away for no reason, or worse, harms them, they rarely stop to consider something important. That quiet little visitor might have been helping out more than it seemed. And this is only the beginning. Because when the sun finally rises over the farm, the real work of these silent sentinels is just getting started. With the first light of dawn, the farm slowly wakes up. The sounds shift. The wind moves through the trees, the animals begin to stir, and almost without anyone noticing, the birds start their daily routine. But not all of them do the same thing. Each one seems to have its own role to play. Some move across the ground, searching for insects hidden in the soil. Others glide slowly overhead, scanning every corner from above as if running an inspection. And there are birds that, despite looking small and defenseless, display a surprisingly intelligent kind of behavior. You may have seen a bird stop suddenly, fix its gaze on a spot, and let out a strange call. It seems like nothing, but more often than not, it's a signal. Some birds alert to unexpected movement, an unfamiliar animal, a snake near the henhouse, or even the presence of strangers. And now think about this for a moment. What if for years we've been living alongside silent guardians without ever realizing it? Because the truth is, many traditional farms learn to coexist with these species, not as enemies, not as a nuisance, but as part of a natural balance, and that's where something important comes in. Respecting animals doesn't just mean leaving them alone, it also means understanding the role they play. Sometimes what seems insignificant is holding together a balance that almost no one can see. A small bird foraging for food might be keeping pests under control. A nocturnal bird watching from a tree branch may be keeping away the small creatures that damage crops. But hold on, because when night falls over the farm, everything changes, and some of the most mysterious birds are only just beginning to appear. Night comes on slowly. The fields grow quiet. The sounds of the day fade away, and for a few minutes it feels like everything has finally gone to rest. But that's not quite right. Because while people sleep, other guardians are waking up. In the darkness, certain birds begin to move with remarkable precision. Some watch from high up on posts. Others slowly patrol the edges of the crops or the animal pens. Their eyes seem built for a world we can barely begin to understand. And even though they often stir up fear or superstition, the reality is usually very different. Many nocturnal birds help maintain the natural balance of their surroundings. They're part of a silent system where every living thing has a purpose. Maybe that's reason enough to look at the land through different eyes. The next time you hear a strange call near the house, or catch a shadow gliding over the farm at dawn, it might not just be any ordinary bird. You might be looking at one of those small guardians that have been part of rural life for generations, because sharing a space with animals also means learning to respect them. We don't always understand why they're there. We don't always know exactly what they're doing, but many times while we go about our routine, they keep working in silence. So tell me something. On your farm, in your yard, or in your community, are there birds that always seem to show up? Have you ever noticed strange or curious behavior? Maybe you've been witnessing something remarkable for years without ever realizing it.